What's going on, everybody? Quadruple witching hour event. Spookiness happening on Friday. Are you guys ready for it? I hope you are. Make sure, smash that like button right now, guys. And we will see you right after the intro. It's Friday. Wait, was it? It's Friday. And it's like, gotta get down on Friday. Anyone remember that? Oh my God. See you soon, guys. Alrighty then, everybody. Welcome to the session. Are you ready for Freaky Friday? And in honor of the Freaky Friday, the spookiness action, I thought I'd do a little bit of trick or treating. And I thought, what is the most sugary thing that I could find from America? And I think I have succeeded, everybody. Actually, have a guess. What's the most sugary thing that's a drink from America that I could find in the Australian stores? Guys, have a guess right now. Welcome to the session, everybody. It's Friday. It's always a bit of fun here. But yesterday was pretty special for, of course, the Nasdaq. The question is, what will happen today? That was a super big push that we saw in the Nasdaq. Of course, we did not see it through the rest of the market. If we actually scroll down to our short potential speculation, let's just bring this up here a little bit so you guys can see it. Bring it up a little bit more. It was a tale of two markets. Boy, oh boy, was it a tale of two markets. Nasdaq did well. But you know what didn't do well? Most of the other stuff. Financials down. Obviously, industrials down. All of these short potentials. Look at this car. We had a big discussion about it yesterday, down 6%. So it was certainly a tale of two markets. And today, it looks like kind of similar. We're seeing the Nasdaq down. But overall, we've got the SP500 and the US 30 down even more. So people said Coca-Cola, Coke, Monster, Four Loco, Monster. Well, probably they are more sugary, but I didn't go with that sugar. I went with this one, guys. Look at that. Disgusting, yeah? Some people will not like this one. I have drunk it before, so I know what it tastes like. But we have imported directly from America with the Imperial Sugar. Dr. Pepper. We're going to give it a crack on the stream here today. So US 500 down, unfortunately, 0.5%. Possibly the Spooky Friday has everybody rolled, but I think this is just a massive rotation that's going on here. There's some stocks that are being questioned, and you know, I think maybe the tech will be a little bit better, but the stocks are being questioned. They're being questioned hard. Let's just have a quick look at the shorts yesterday and think about some of these levels. First one, car. Straight through the 20 moving average here on the daily. Let's just look at the weekly. This is Avis. Look how far away it is from its weekly. My goodness, massive move. FedEx, 20 moving average weekly. Hit it yesterday. UPS, not down there yet. Where's that movement? About 190. John Deere, in the middle of nowhere land. So there's quite a lot of shorts that could still continue to come through here with the fear. And then at the same time, all these stocks. Look at the hyper stocks. Enphase Energy was up phenomenally yesterday. Shop up crazy. I mean, Shop was so close to completing the flag. It was wild. It was wild. Tahil says, that is so gross. Tastes like the medicine. Sorry, don't hate me. I'm not going to hate you for it. I think it kind of does taste like medicine. but a lot of people like it a lot. DG says, I will stick to the water. You're probably making a smart call there, but yes. Man, you guys almost had it right. Sounded like no one guessed Dr. Pepper. Oh, Bradley Back did. Bradley Back knew it, and Paul did as well. Sorry, I didn't say nobody. You guys did get it correct. So Quadruple Witching Day is upon us. Of course, retail got yesterday right. It was one of the better days I've seen in hyperstocks in quite some time, but we've got a lot to cover throughout today's session. Let me just quickly change this heading. I don't know why it says this. We just need to change this heading, guys. We'll get that done, and then we'll get straight into it. Okay. There we go. Fixing that up. All good. Good. Thank you very much. So US 500 coming in weak. Let's go to the daily. That's where we're going to find out the session movement here. US 500, there it is. Let's go to the SPX. Think about yesterday's movement up and down, where it went to 41.95. So we have the session low. Where are we currently? 42.06. So early in the morning, we've got negativeness. What do you guys think for the rest of the day? Bull or bear for the rest of the day, guys? What are you going to call? Yesterday, most of you got it wrong. Most of you were said bear, and it went huge bull. Today, what do you think? Let's see what the community says. This will be the zone that we're watching, though. You can see here, 41.96. Let's go to the US 100. 41.95. So both futures and the real market have the same low. If you clean that low out and you take it out, where do we go? It's not going to be too good. I would think 41.80 at least, so that's 20 points, but that's not probably enough. Maybe it goes even further. So 41.80 has always been our good support area. So what? Do we go like this? Day trade, small little day trade, 20 points down. That's probably all I'd be confident in through the session if we get under there. It's true. I don't think that I would feel comfortable with thinking that this thing's going super short at this point, because even if it gets through this zone, what's going to happen? Well, we've got the 50 moving average that's been notoriously a good buy zone for the US 500. So even if the shorters get control, are they really going to get control of the markets? Possibly not. US 100, new peaks coming in here just at the previous peak. I mean, that seems like an area that Wall Street possibly might buy it earlier in the morning as well. So it's an interesting week. There's a lot of things that have gone on. We've had ups and downs and all arounds. I think it's a pretty big breakout that's occurred here on the Nasdaq, so I hope it can continue. And when you look at it on the chart here, it's continuing to make new peaks, which is good news. You had huge buying coming in through this level. And when we look yesterday as well at the QQQ, there's something interesting that I think played out here, and that is the big volume. That's big volume, guys. You know, for a buy day, that's pretty large, and it also came off another large day. So there's a lot of sellers, probably retail, coming into the FOMC event, and then all of a sudden, that reverts. When I'm looking at these markets, I always consider what's happening with the volume. Does this mean Wall Street's buying? Does this mean Wall Street's selling? We want to look also at the closes of the day, how the market's reacting into those closes. Of course, Spooky Friday is a thing. With the quadruple witching hour, volatility will be increased. That's the whole idea of it. If you have so many options all expiring on the same session, volatility will be increased. But this was a pretty decent closure point, I think, for all the markets yesterday. I don't think they were scared. They were all moving up and through. And that's exactly what you do want to have happen. Let's see what the chat thinks. Most people are bear, it looks like. Bear huge, says Mr. Sin. John Moore says for Kramer. Jassa says clueless. Bull, flat, green. Looks like selling bear. Elliot was too much of a hornet. Not sure what that means. Maybe this donation here from E. Elliot. We'll read that in just a second. But yes, I will think that there was a huge amount of moves coming through yesterday's session. All of these hyper stocks were doing really well. I suspect that we're going to open straight on this support here, 41.95 for the S&P 500. You can see it just getting smashed down now. And let's have a look around. I want to look at the raw market here. Let me bring this on right now. We've got to bring this on and see what's going on in the pre. Whoops. Because we need to know what's happening with the hyper stocks in comparison to the others. So, got Goldman down again. Square down, okay. JP Morgan, Twilio, semiconductors. So there's a little bit red. But then there's still quite a lot of good greens here. Nvidia continues its absolute beast mode, up 0.35%. Microchip. So things are turning. But of the pre-markets we can see here, it's not obnoxious just yet. Let's have a quick look at the pre-market on these. So we've got a big closure for AMC yesterday into the quadruple witching. A lot of expiries today. I think there's a ton of expiries. I believe it's $70. So $70 has huge amounts of options. You guys can probably confirm that on the AMC. It seems unlikely that Wall Street would ever want that option strike to be successful. So let's see what retail does versus Wall Street. $70 options, I believe, are one of the biggest strikes that's going to hit this week. Mostly red, but in the meme stocks, it looks like things like Clean Energy, Naked, all those kind of short squeezes are actually up through the session. Wow, a lot of mixed messages coming into today's session. We've got US 10-year down. You would think that's good for the Nasdaq. You've got Nasdaq coming back to the previous resistance. You've got US 500 just tapping the 41.95, again a support zone. So almost every single thing is going to open on support for the start of the session. We're only we're less than 1.5 hours from the US session, and everything is coming into support. Let's continue to look around here. Quadruple witching hour today, people, says Sherlock Holmes. That's right. Volatility technically should spike. ACK says, yes, tons of contracts for the $70. Yeah, $70. Then we've got XLM says, N-Phase, baby. All day, every day. Yeah, N-Phase has been an amazing stock last couple of days. Good closure out. Nice work. So this dollar index continues to bull hard. And I expect repricing, but damn, this thing's repricing quickly. This just shows how fast the markets are nowadays. The robots get in here, they try to reprice, and they reprice quick. So next level for the dollar index is actually going to be 92.50. And you can see why. Support, resistance, and then after that, all the way up here. So because it's here, it's unlikely to probably stop. Now, the higher and faster this dollar index goes, the more it kind of means risk off in the stock markets, because the more money pouring into the US dollar usually means a little bit of profit taking going on. Now, we're seeing that with the rotation in the stock markets, and I think if you're not in specific sectors right now, you do need to be somewhat concerned. We haven't spoken much about breadth on the channel recently other than the daily videos, but usually a healthy stock market, it will go up with all sectors, the rising tide, the rising wave. I'm going to show you what's currently happening. Let me just bring this up right now. Let's bring up the sectors. Because it's not really the rising. Let's go to the 3 month. So what is this? Is this the rising tide or is this the rising hell? Yeah, so check this out. If you think about all the sectors here, we've got real estate up hard. This is 3 months. We've got everything else kind of dropping at the moment. So look at this last month. Almost every sector is down. XLB, down. XLF, down. XLI, down. XLP, down. Utilities, down. So even the defensives are down. It's really just been about healthcare, technology, biotech, real estate. So we knew this was happening. We knew this rotation was going on, and hopefully people that have been following the channel for some time have been doing well, positioning correctly with Wall Street, correctly. We're big brains on this channel. I think we've been very, very good at making sure that we're sticking to the right rotations. But this happened. It did happen. If we go back 1 year and we think about, well, actually, we probably have to go back 3 years to find this out. And we think about what happened during that recovery, where are we? About June here. We had very low breadth in the market. We had energy going down, financials doing nothing, industrials barely doing anything, even utilities only just started spiking, and there was a lot of nowhere action. So last year, we actually had a few months coming into August where technology and a few other sectors led the way. Not many, maybe 3 or 4 sectors were leading the way. So only 4 sectors. We're getting close to that point again. And if that happens, we've got a sick market. And if the sick market is occurring, we've got to be more and more and more careful. That's when you start to think about putting landmines in the market. So although we're bullishly optimistic on always on the market, because we're seeing such enormously good shorts. I mean, these are enormously good shorts. I mean, John Deere, perfect pattern here. Very beautiful pattern for the shorts. Caterpillar, great shorts. We've got to start being careful in the markets, guys. You know what I mean? Weird put spreads may not go astray. What do you guys think? Sherlock Holmes putting the big brains out there. Yeah. This is so similar to last year. It kind of just like, whoa, shocks me almost. We've been in the right sectors, but at the same time, market breadth is a problem. And if you don't have a rising tide of all things, although I think you can still make good money, you've also got to be prepared for, even though we're hitting all-time highs, this is the exact time when you need to start thinking about, do I need to protect some positions, as in the whole index? Because this, in the next couple of months, maybe not June, maybe not July, but later on this year, there will be a correction. Will it be a crash? I don't think so. Will it be 10 to 15% deep? I'm kind of feeling like it could be around that 8, 10, maybe even 10, 15. I'm not going to be scared, but I do think we need to be prepared, for sure. Taking advantage of the dip, says Sherlock Holmes. Yeah, I think dips in certain stocks will be okay, but just be careful there. So it's quadruple witching hour. That's why the volatility is up. I don't care about today in terms of the quadruple witching hour. What I do care about is thinking ahead at what this breadth means for the market. So if we keep climbing higher over the next couple of weeks, we climb into June, we climb into July, late in July, especially, we'll want to be preparing. And we will be preparing on this channel. E. Elliott, $5. Holes that need filling by meat. On the 1 year, $158 and $128 seem to be important. Momentum is slowing. Gaps at 128, 108. Your thoughts on Beyond? The stock that I actually ate their burger. It's not bad, but you know what? What a segment that has, guys. Can you guess? Someone type in the room right now why I hate this company. Anyone that's a long-time follower, why do I hate this company? What do you think? Let's see if anyone guesses. I'm just reading a quick comment from one of the mods. But yes, this company, this is the reason I don't like it. The most important investment philosophy ever. There it is. The most simple concept to making an investment. Moat. You guys are big brain. Moat. You know my problem with Beyond? It's this. It's not that the product isn't good. It's pretty good. I quite like it. It's that people with like some person with not much money can start one of these up. It comes down to how good is your marketing. The other problem I have with Beyond is always going to be that McDonald's, Hungry Jack's, whatever else wants to take. Oh, you don't have Hungry Jack's. Burger King, sorry, in America. These things, these companies, they're not going to just purchase these things forever. They're going to create their own, and I'm sure they already are. I don't really look at it, but you know what I mean? It's kind of like a story we had here in Australia, and this is A2 Milk. And this company, everyone's like, oh, it's the second coming of milk. The milk's so amazing. It's got the A2 protein. Yeehaw, it's so great. Oh, well, it's not so good. Now, of course, China did hurt this one in terms of import duty. It is better for some people. I've heard some lactose intolerant people can actually handle the milk. But my point is this is a brand versus an actual competitive spirit. So let's have a look at their Beyond again. Somebody's going to hate me on this one. And look, you know what? You could make some good short-term money on Beyond. In fact, that looks like a flaggy. If I was looking at this thinking, do I think this could go longer? I would say, you know what, maybe. Because that's a flag. If it breaks these highs up here, I actually think it's very much could do that. Let's have a look also what that's preparing for. Yeah, it's preparing for a really big move back up to the 200 if it does. So for E. Elliott, the only way you're going to be able to short this, my man, is for it to get back under these lows. And you're probably going to need it to get back under the 20 moving average on the daily, back under the 200, and you'll want to see a close under there. Now, you're worried about getting through these gaps. This is a retail trader stock. There's a few YouTubers that I believe like it. There's also quite a few people that in the retail community that love Beyond. And because they like this stock, they are tempted to purchase it up if it does get shorted on. So just remember, that's something that you're really fighting against. It's not my preferred short because of those reasons. When you're talking about shorts, you go over to the most boomer company you can find, Avis, John Deere, Hideous UPS, Cat, these types of ones, and they're the ones that you plow and you short down because no retail community cares. Well, people that hold it care, but you know what I mean? It's not the pick stock. Whereas if you try to short Beyond, the problem with this is you're going against the crowd. You're going against a lot of people that will fight for their right to stop you from being able to squeeze. So you don't want to fight against them, in my opinion. This is the level that I'd be looking at. Next zone after that, 126. You are correct. So about 128, you said. Cool. Thank you very much, guys, for that donation. John S. Super Chat, $5. Check out the TMF. I went all in at $22. Mix of shares and calls. Ooh, the combo meal deal. All right, let's have a look at TMF. Direxon. $22. Interesting. Yes, okay. It's a nice pickup. I probably would have preferred that you said you bought it here. I know why you bought it at 22, but I tell you what, if you bought it at 23.03, I'd say you're even more big brain. And the reason why is that's a nice little double bottom here on the 4 hour. And yeah, it's looking good. TMF spiking there in terms of the 20-year Treasury bill bonds. This is a 3x fund, so it's closed above that zone. I mean, it can certainly do some work. It's been declined very heavily, and I think bonds, these types of bonds will come back from where they were. Big double bottom on the weekly too, so you need to clear this zone because you've got that previous levels of support, which acting resistance plus a 200, but you can see it here very clearly. This is a lightning bolt on the weekly. Trough, peak, higher trough, bang. And sometimes people misinterpret how much money you can really make from these. Let's think about it, how much money actually got wiped off this. Look at this. This is a 3x fund, obviously, but 3x fund, 83% just from that peak over there in October. Was it October last year? August last year. So that's how much got wiped off this market. It continues to look good. This is first TP, but I like that lightning bolt. Good luck with that, John S. Echo Aurora, $2. TA on Beyond, mate. Wow, we've got two people asking about Beyond. So I've done the TA on Beyond. My feeling is you can go literally two ways on it. If it gets underneath this level, I feel like it will fill down to 120, 125. But you know what? That looks like a flaggy. And therefore, because it's a flaggy, you have to think of it as if the retail community get hold of this beastie, they'll push it up, and it's very close to that resistance breakout. So if you're purely, I would probably more trade it than invest in it. Trade it than invest in it. Bradley back, $1.99. Streaming from the sky. Cool. Shorted oil before the close. Bradley back. Are you in the plane or something, man? Do you have an internet plane? You shorted oil. How dare you? How dare you? But unfortunately, yes, you are correct. Our little oil trade, it's done for now. Sad times, but you know what? It'll come back, hopefully. It hit that first point that we were worried about, and it's gone through all of the zones that we don't want it to go through. Unfortunately, even the 50 exponential moving average, the 20's done. We can see that there. All of the the peak, the trough, the lower peak, the lower trough struck again, and it is causing this one to go down. Yeah, I feel like oil is unfortunately tipping over right now. I do. So good luck on that one, Bradley. from the sky. Thank you very much for being such a dedicated, loyal viewer. Let's quickly read here at the chat. What is everybody saying? Let's see if people were hating on my discussions about Beyond. What is a moat, says Jimmy. What is a moat, says some other people. Well, a moat is basically competitive advantage. So you've got to think about it as if you want to go and let's become the next Disney. How much money is it going to take you to become the next Disney? You're not going to be able to do it. It's too hard. So therefore, the moat of the business, it's basically impossible to compete with them. If you want to become Microsoft and become the number one software in the world used, like I'm using right now on this computer, and probably 90% of you out there are using it, except for a few Macs and Linux machines, you cannot compete with that business. So the ultimate moats are basically like a series of one company or a few companies that have such a massive competitive advantage that you cannot compete with them in their space. They are just number one. Like, it's hard to compete with Apple. It's hard to compete with Microsoft. It's hard to compete with Google. You know, you don't say, I'm going to go search the internet. You say, I'm going to go Google the internet. That's what people, I don't even know what they say nowadays. You might say TikTok the internet. But, you know, the point is that that's the type of thing that you want to be thinking about. When you invest, how much competitive advantage does your business, if it's successful or if it continues to be successful, how much competitive advantage does it have over its competition? Very important. Okay, we've got Patrick Weed coming in with $1.99. Can you do PYR or Billy? We can do those for you. PYR. BTC down 37.5, by the way, right on the support. We'll have to look at that, crypto traders, because I tell you what, Ethereum looking super sick right now. That's unfortunate, and the Bitcoin market must pull up here. Otherwise, maybe we go back into the range. Not good for my square. Not good for my square. 637 PYR. What is this? This is an industrial services, environmental services company. It's doing the right thing. At least it's making a new series of peaks. It's come back, tested kind of around this level. 2050 exponential on the daily, held it up. I think you've asked me about this one before. Look, it looks fine. It's doing the right things. Once you can see this point is a problem for it, this 637. So this point is a problem for it. Hopefully it can continue up. And you know where your general target is. I mean, your general target's going to be $9. I don't see any major problems with it at this stage. Just a series of nice high highs and stuff like that. It's okay. Not traded very thick, though. Ultimus, $4.99. Tom, I got you a beer for the weekend. Cheers. Oh, thanks very much, man. Appreciate that. Thank you for the donation, and I will buy a drink with it. Absolutely, my man. Deman Sani, $2.99. Hey, mate, ASX 200 is still the same opinion. ASX 200 is still the same opinion. It moves with the American market, and it looks disgusting, actually, at this point. So ignore this fake spike here on this bit of data, but this resistance looks bad. This holds down, unfortunately, could drop. So we think about it. Think about the range. Now this is a double top here. That range proofs to the low here, 72.72. So yeah, I mean, US 500 is going to have to find its feet on exactly the level it is right now. We did this at the start of the stream. So 41.95 is exactly the low of the previous session. So this is where you hope Wall Street pick it back up. And if they don't, the ASX 200 will also come back down to 72.70. My big problem with the ASX 200, we're big in oil, we're big in materials, we're big in financials. What have I been crapping on about for a while? Financials, oil, well, oil's been pretty good up until maybe literally a day ago. Financials, materials, they're starting to tip. It's the world that we live in right now is healthcare, technology, real estate. That's the world we're currently living in from the rotation point of view. So ASX 200 remains pretty similar. I think we're in the uptrend, but we're just following effectively the US market. So 72.65 is the next level of support. And then after that, if it does break through, I could see us going 71.28. I don't really think, though, that this market is going to do anything different to what the US 500 is going to do. If the US 500 gets smashed, so will the Australian market. ACK, $5. At what point do DE and CAT find support after their fall? Early to tell. Early to tell. So if you're thinking about where does DE, big shorts coming in here, where will it find some form of support? You would probably think around this 50 moving average, about $300. So about, 10% away from where it currently is. If you're thinking about CAT, I think a very similar target here. So 196, about $20 away. Makes sense that it will come down to these moving averages. You can also see sometimes in history when you look at stocks after their initial falls. So you'll notice a big sell-off occurs, hits the 50 exponential over here, buys up. That usually means something like that is what you're looking for in the markets. Thank you for the donation. So yeah, probably a 50 moving average on the weekly would be what I was looking for. Targets could be earlier than this. Lunchable Connoisseur, my God, $20. Can we get some claps in the chat? Thank you very much. Lunchable Connoisseur says, Dr. Pepper, save my baby. Tally stuck lately, but I huddle tight, packing light, waiting for these rockets to take flight. Doing moon rocks on a yacht docks, hodling Dogecoin and meme stonks. Tilt my brew, cheers to you and Ty, Tom. Oh no, you and thanks a lot, Tom, for all you do. I butchered that, but that was a good one actually, bro. Thank you very much, Lunchable Connoisseur. Because you put Dr. Pepper in the front, we'll snap this one open. And we'll have a crack. Let's see what it's like. It tastes like cough medicine. Yeah. Tastes just like cough medicine. We got what Mama says, thank you, Tom. I followed all the training from your course and used Presic for my first real swing trade, CHPT, and it was a win. Congratulations, my man. Not life-changing money yet. Lol, played it safe, but it felt good just the same. Yeah, look, this is where we're going to have to start grinding as a community. We are not in the easy money anymore. Well, maybe the meme stocks are in the easy money, but it is not going to be as easy to just go and buy stock markets over the next couple of years. We're going to be in weird rotation. We're going to be in the grind. And the grind means you've got to grind it out with good solid TA, good fundamentals, and of course, a good understanding of the market psychology out there. It's not just one thing. It's about bringing it all together. Bring it all together. Then we've got Jake Silver coming in with $2.99 SLV. We'll certainly check that out. Yeah, it does taste like cough medicine. Doesn't mean it's bad. But it does taste like cough medicine. US 100. Still at the support. US 500 still at the support for anyone just coming in. We'll just refresh this. You can see it very clearly. This is exactly where we expect the market to open up, somewhere around here. I wonder if it goes lower before the open. That won't be good. Probably open somewhere here. Let's have a look at Bitcoin for everybody. Our red box. It's holding Bitcoin. It's trying to hold it. Look at the little buyers. The red box, guys. Little wicks coming through. All the little buyers. They're lining up. They're like, please don't let it go down. Please. I need Bitcoin not to go down the weekend. And you can see the series of, oh my goodness, lower highs. No. Terrible. Don't come back down, all right? That doesn't look good. Oh, no. Higher high. Come on. It was a lower high, a lower high, a lower high, and an equal high. We don't want that. You do not want this thing coming back down right now. If it closes underneath, sad times for Bitcoin holders. Unfortunately, 37.6 won't hold. Where's the next stop? Sorry to tell you, I think it's 35. Not cool, hey? We'll be watching that one closely. We've got the laser eyes on Bitcoin today. Very important. Altcoin market already getting destroyed through zones. You can see Ethereum, lower high, lower high, lower high. Very similar sequence, except it's about to crack a new low at this stage. So Bitcoin looking sick. The altcoin market obviously falling harder. This is always the way it is. And Ethereum is not currently anywhere near as strong as it was the other day. The sentiment's starting to drive out of that. And really, only Bitcoin is very, very strong and a couple of alts. So we'll continue to watch the session. But yeah, Ethereum is about to make a new low. And then after that, we have to wait until 2200. Previous supports, 2200. My goodness, it will probably happen during the session. Futures tanking hard, going to be a big bad red day. We don't know that yet. Remember, it is quadruple witching hour. So quadruple witching hour sometimes does bring the power. You've got a lot of big options expiries. You've got a lot of people taking profits on hyper stonks, most likely. I think some stocks that clearly will turn, that they could turn around more than you think. You know, you look at the pre-market today and you go, okay, this is one that we've had drawn up this week. Beautiful flag. You're at 80% profit with the pre-market down 0.03 for Shopify. And you got to say to yourself, what would someone do here if they were trading this week? Let's just put this in perspective. So if they took the break, they're up 17%. 17% on the break. That's not bad. So what would you do if you were up 17% on a Friday with some call options? Is that a hard question to ask? You're almost at the resistance. What's your worst case scenario? That it keeps going up, hits the resistance, comes down, then goes through and you get back in. So risk rewards here don't make sense on some hyper stocks. Specifically when you take a look at this one, big deal. All cryptos are going to the blood moon, says D. James. Time to short the VIX, says Raymond. Well, that's a bold claim. Shorting the VIX. 20.14 currently for the VIX. It's crazy how Spooky Friday does this sometimes. 20.14. That probably is an overshoot. Big move. People saying take profits, buy, pack up shop, and go on a holiday. I like that one, Akaso. That's good. That's a good one, bro. So it's not all like that, but certainly shop is getting very, very close. Another one of our favorites from yesterday. You know, you look at pins. Our target was this 74.68. It's trading at 73.20. Nice trade throughout the sessions. Down 0.01 currently in the pre-market. Now, that might be fake. Is that fake? Let's have a look. Could be fake. Whoops. Put that in speculation for a second. Down 0.71 now. Shopify. Still not down too much. Yeah, that's not real. That's the fake. Buy half quantity more. Wow, that's crazy. Buying half quantity more. Just don't get too caught up though in the idea that it's moving so heavily today. We've got to put it in perspective. Yesterday we put on a massive Nasdaq day. You had a day of 2.3% from bottom to top. You're down here 0.7% in the morning on Spooky Friday. The US 500 is probably what's more concerning, purely because we're getting a huge rotation out of quite a few things. Let's have a look at all time frames here just to find out if we see something. Specifically, look at the SPX. I really don't want it to get under this zone. With buys like this, 4-hour rejection, 4-hour rejection, we don't want it under 41.96 for a closure. We don't. Because you know what? It gets underneath there. And then we really are talking about a bit of a sell-off here. Don't think all sectors still. I think it's tech is clearly the defensive component here at this point. Let's continue to go through. We got Jake. He's been patiently waiting for silver. Let's have a look at the iShares Silver Trust. 0.5%. So if you're trading iShares Silver Trust, Jake, you might as well just go and have a look at the silver chart and see where it is. $26. You're pretty brave, I think, buying it off this level. If you want to hold it or hodl it and buy the dip, if it's an investment, it's totally different from a trade. I think if you guess, you're kind of guessing here that this is going to be the low. No other supports currently is held. The 2650, 2630 area did not hold. It went straight through that, hit 2580, which is a little bit of support, and it's bounced. If you're buying it here, though, you're not buying it off a technical so much as you're buying it off gut instinct that the dip is good and that you may want to average in here. So that's kind of my opinion on silver. I think you've got to go over and look at gold more. And gold certainly hasn't shown that it's recovered yet. Daily here on gold, very decent support. Support. Makes sense for it to be a point where it starts to create structure. But you know what? I wouldn't just buy it blindly. We've seen way too much falling knives in terms of it just constantly falling after the J-Power. We've got super strong DXY that seems unstoppable at this point. And all of a sudden, you know, we need this. We need lightning bolts, guys. We get something like this. We've got trough, peak, higher trough, higher peak. Then I'm a believer. I'm an absolute believer that we've got recovery in the session. But I'm not a believer of just going, yeah, yeehaw, let's get in. I've been around too long to just go and buy those completely random zones. Welcome to the 1,440 viewers as well today. Thank you so much for joining us on Freaky Friday. Quadruple, witching hour, increased volatility. US 500 currently 5 points under the support coming in to the market open. It's going to be a big first hour. I might have to stay up for it. SW says, I thought pins was going to 76, 77. No, I've always had pins. Wait, where have I had pins? I've always had this as the first level for pins. So resistance. I'm pretty sure I've always had somewhere around this level. This zone, I see it. I mean, it'd be 78 if you're looking for pins. But yeah, about this zone was my first area. Previous resistances make sense to me. I still think pins has got potential. I mean, you can see the big strength that's come through here. But if you're going into the weekend and you're not prepared to hold it, if you're prepared to hold it, I mean, it still looks solid. If you're not prepared to hold it, it's getting close. You know what I mean? It's getting close. Silver was interesting there. Ulrich Nielsen, DKK $20. C weekly TWLO dropped 200 to 225. Bounce 360 to 400. Wow, that's bullish. 360 to 400. 220, 225 bounce. Where's the 220, 225 bounce? Let's have a look at the daily. Twilio, great day yesterday. Yep. I'm not sure what you mean here. Weekly Twilio. So 220, 225 bounce. I don't see 220. I just see 270. Maybe you've got a different chart or something. I do see it coming into resistance, but yeah, it's doing all the right things for recovery there, Ulrich. Not sure exactly what you're talking about. Next one I did want to look at just quickly here was going to be, and just a reminder, VIX is at 20.58. That would have been a sick trade. What? All right, I've got a question in here. I don't really understand it. From Daman Sani. Hey, Marvin. So he's asking the super chat here. With my super chat, I meant deep or something. Not many people know about the ASX 200 in general. I don't know what you mean by if my opinion has changed on it there, Daman. But basically, when you're talking about like an index, I mean, what do you want me to say about it? You look at the complexion of the index. The American market is a big portion tech. We know this. The Australian market is a huge portion financials, a huge portion energy, a huge portion materials. So you trade it accordingly. I mean, I think that's actually, even though it's simple, not many people even think about it that way. You've got to go and do your research on those sectors. And when you know those sectors are firing, you trade the ASX 200. But in terms of only other things that you'd say is deep, is look up window dressing. because at the end of the tax year, which is coming up here in Australia, window dressing does occur. Profit taking occurs to lock in money for the funds. So if you want something deep, I'd go check that out. Window dressing, bro. Yeah, it's probably the best thing I could say. So VIX is moving. Let's have a look at some of our favorites from yesterday. Twitter. These are all wrong, these pre-markets, it seems. Twitter moving up to 64. Still seems quite likely. Trying to fill that gap. So that's still in play. T-Doc. My God, look at the T-Doc. This one, it's trying, guys. It's trying. You look at the T-Doc on the weekly and you go, my God, this thing is ridiculous. Can it actually clear a new high? I mean, this thing is the most annoying stock of all time. All we want is 170. It's not that much to ask. Just clear up above. Do it today for us, all right? Come on, T-Doc. Get it done. Stephen Aldridge says, Workhorse up 60% short and 100% share utilization rolling around on the floor. Yeah, let's have a look at those squeezes. So T-Doc still very much could be in play here. I think it would had a pretty nice movement. That'd be a great weekly to see, even if it just held today's price. It's so close to breaking out, guys. So close. Like all the other great breakouts we've seen recently. The pins breakout. Strong moves. The AMD breakout. Did anyone get that one yesterday? Hot damn, that was a good trade. Check it out. Oh my God. Straight into the trend line too. Look at that. Beautiful stuff, guys. We saw it firing late in the session. It kept going and it kept going and it kept going. And then it did 5.5%. Phenomenal. AMD just out of the gate. Massive. Let's have a look at the AMC trade here for today. So we know there's a lot of calls at 70. So it's going to be a lot harder for the market to get through to that price because the market doesn't like allowing AMC traders to make any money on those calls. So if we have $70 calls getting struck this week and we got them expiring, I expect a pretty wild day on AMC, even though it's only moving very, very small in the pre-market. GME moved up yesterday and then came back down. I'm still looking at two zones for GME. I'm looking underneath this area, and I think it'll continue to short for a little bit. And I'm looking above 240. Closure above 240, boom. We should go 280 and possibly even much, much more. You know, there's a potential here where if this thing starts firing next week, probably not today, but if it fires through next week and it gets above 240, I'm actually kind of interested in it. I actually think that this may be the one. Craigsy says, lol, wrong on Twilio. Who's wrong on Twilio? What are we wrong on Twilio? Demand Sahini, message $2.99. Something deep or boring about the ASX 200 for trading. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about it, man. Like, the ASX 200 is going to follow the S&P and it's going to follow those three sectors. And it is very thin right now with super overpriced stocks such as CBA. CBA is super overpriced. It is what it is. And they will turn around and that will punish the ASX 200. That's the way I feel about it. I truly believe CBA is overpriced. It's our biggest stock here in Australia, by the way. Ulrich Nielsen super chatted DKK $50. See the lower trend line and top trend line on Twilio being a big bull flag, could drop to 200 to 225, then bounce back up to 360. Twilio. Let's have another look. You're talking about this descending channel being a massive bull flag. So you're basically putting it like this. And then what you're saying, well, you don't, damn right, you don't want it to come back down again. If you're thinking about this as a flag, you never want that to come down again. And the rule of the flag is this. You've got to put things like fib retracements on your trade. If it comes down anymore, it's going to start hitting things like a 50 fib. And the problem with that is it won't fly in the wind correctly. It's pulled back too much. The idea of a flag, remember, it's not the pattern. Forget about the pattern and think about the market psychology, guys. It's a big game changer in the way that you think about markets. I don't usually talk about it on the stream too much, but basically it's this. If you consider the pattern, let's say you consider anything and you just think about it, oh, I see a head and shoulders, I'm going to trade it based on the fact that I think I see a head and shoulders. What is that candle pattern actually telling you? A head and shoulders is like this. If the right shoulder is lower than the left shoulder, what's that telling us about the market? It's telling us that the market is more keen to sell off. Automatically, a much better head and shoulders than a symmetrical. The other thing about a head and shoulders is how has it formed the right shoulder? Is there a series of lower highs in the right shoulder as it goes down into the neckline? If there is, ticks. I'm giving you ticks. There's ticks everywhere. It's super good. But if it looks like this, it's nowhere near as good. It's a crap head and shoulders, and you should close it. Is it a head and shoulders? Yeah, it is. Is it a good one? No, it's crap. So the thing about all markets is get away from the idea of the flag so much, which is what you're predicting here is a mega move. I mean, obviously all the way back up to here. So I get what you're saying now. It's actually way bigger though in terms of how high it would go. But you don't want it to come down again. You want it to go now and fast. Because it shouldn't come down again. That's too much weakness in the market. It's meant to be an explosive. A flag is a condensing of price after a large explosive move, because you've got the pole, which is this length here, and you do not want to pull back too much. No. 61.8 fib is not the golden fib of psychology. It's crap. Only when we build Egyptian pyramids do we use the 61.8 fib. Daman Sani, $2.99 Australian. Thank you. Options versus futures, your opinion. Options. Can I say it again? Futures trading, you get smashed. Reason why? Rolls. The other thing is shorting futures, you will have to pay out dividends in the Australian market. And on top of that, the other big issue you've got in the Australian market as well is that, I guess with options, they're always Europeans who won't get executed on. But options spreads, they're the best way of making money out of an index. You will get stop hunted and hit a lot in overnight trade and futures trading. Fake markets. Options don't give you the fake market. But guess what? The futures give you fake markets, and that's not good. Larry Spirit, Canadian, $5. What do you think would be a good entry price to buy Tesla? $450. Larry, There's going to be some haters out there on that one. I would like to buy it $450, yes. If you're talking about more realistic at this stage, and I'm not even thinking that it's unrealistic that you could get a $450 movement in Tesla. I just want it above 635, man. I'm sick of this action. I'm sick of Tesla. It's disgusting. I don't even think I'd look at this chart right now unless I was getting an alert that went past 635 or an alert that went under 560. Because how do you read this chart? It's ugly as hell. You've got a little bit of trend line. Okay, fair enough. A little bit of trend line. Not a higher peak. So trend line hit, no higher peak, trend line hit again. Not good. And then you've got a giant downward trend line, which sucks. That's coming up with the devil number, 660 or 666. You got Elon tweeting out of his mind. He's got to stop tweetering, which he has slowed down the tweetering. And the problem with it all is he's ruining the sentiment on Tesla. People are taking money away from here and they're going into AMC, they're going into GME, they're going into the bit noodles, the Bitcoins, or not that maybe because they might be Elon fans. So they're going into the Ethereums or whatever else, and the sentiment sucks. So I'm waiting for a 635 plus break. And if you want to know where the real bulls will come back in, it'll be above 666. Once you get through this devil trend line on the way down. But 450 is the best level. And why is that? Because that's where you have this level. Beautiful. I want 450. But I don't know when I'm going to get it. Leon Harris says, why is it so beeping red? And then he's like, Leon, it's going to be okay, sir. It's going to be okay. It's Freaky Friday, man. We're drinking Dr. Pepper, okay? Or you're drinking a beer, or you're drinking a coffee, or whatever you're doing wherever you are in the world. It's going to be okay, Leon. Yesterday, you made some money, I hope, on one of your random stocks, most likely Enphase Energy, which we'll look at right now. And it's going to be okay, man. I'm telling you. Now, if you're in John Deere, it's not going to be okay unless you're short. It's not going to be okay, bro. Oh, cough medicine never tasted so good on a Friday. Enphase. Wow. Congratulations to some of the people in the chat that got this baby. We had the support, the big move up, the resistance, the peak, the higher trough, the higher peak. Scary day. FOMC. Nasty Chair Powell tried to destroy our Enphase Energy, but he was unsuccessful. And now we move towards the glory lane of 174. Still got more in it. Very aggressive stock at this stage. I do expect probably a pullback, but who knows with Enphase Energy. When it goes on the big tears, like it did over here on the left-hand side, it can go on some serious tears. I mean, think about this as a percentage. What a tear. 46% in a matter of days. That's like better than crypto. Hot damn. So Enphase Energy does still look okay. Probably a little bit high. But, you know, whatever. It is what it is. AMD's hit the profit. PLTR players will be very, very happy with themselves. Great day yesterday, guys. Another strong session put in. Great week if it can hold throughout today's session. Great week. Really putting in the work to hopefully get some further recovery throughout the session. No Paha Lolwat says CLNE is running today. Yeah, I saw that a little bit before when we clicked it. CLNE up 4.59%. Ugly look on the weekly. Daily hit the 20 and the 50 yesterday. A little bit of volume already coming in, so you can see they're definitely moving the retail community. Let's have a look now at the stock twits. Let's get the rankings up here. Let's have a look at what the chitter chat around the world is. So trending. Let's refresh. Okay, so these are the most popular for the session here in terms of the stock twits. And this is not a bad place to go and have a quick look at the most popular stocks. CLNE, interestingly, not on either list currently. Let's have a look. Okay. CLNE definitely... Oh. This guy, no, this Sarah113. If you're watching the stream, hello, Sarah. Exactly what you want, Sarah. That's all you care about right now. Continue to spam stock twits. That's all you've got to do. Create. She's done it. Look, she's here. Spamming her heart out. Let's get trending. Love emoji. CLNE. Man, she's hardcore. If you see Sarah113, then you know that she wants CLNE to be trending today. My God, she's hardcore, guys. But that's what it takes, you know, get trending, make money. It's pretty sad, but it is the truth of 2021. Find a short stock with lots of short potential, create story, get trending, make money, dump it. Jessica Santana says, hello, boys. Now, if your name was Sarah, Jessica, then we would know that you're the spy in CLNE, but welcome to the stream today. Larry Spirit, you've given me, I already did your one. Yeah, Canadian $5. What's the good buy price on Tesla? Corsair, is that moving? No. Clove? No. BlackBerry? No. AMC now? Flat green, not bad. JD, 0.2%. Decent buy day for JD yesterday. I'm super torn on this stock, guys. JD.com. In almost every time I would buy this stock because I actually think it's relatively cheap. I'm in really, really two minds. It's done the right thing. It broke out above our downward strip on the daily. It then got busted back down, and now it's finding the bullish pressure. And yesterday's close looks good. It's gotten back above our nasty line here, and it's closed above here. We're going to need to look at Baba. Oh, Baba's still 666 stock. Disgusting. Yuck. But at least is at support. Baba is going to come back into the speculation. We're getting bullish on the Chinese stocks. Let's bring it back up here. There we are. I'm going to go over there. Come on, Baba. There we go. Actually, we need to give him a special color. We're going to give him a teal color so we can watch him every day. There we go. Baba and JD are back in. We need to look at Baidu. Because I want these stocks. If the other hyper stocks are firing, these stocks have to fire eventually. They have to. They just have to. Beaten down evil thing. Let's check that out. We'll bring that into the list as well. What do you guys think? Are these going to fire soon? Or are they never going to fire again? Baidu. Give me some more Chinese stocks that are pretty good. Tencent. How's that going? Any volume increase? No. 10 cents, 642 alert. I'm only interested in the participation phase on these, and that is not going to give it to us for a little while. PDD. Baidu is a classic Head and Shoulders, really? Let's have a look. You mean this one over here? We're done though, dude. The shorts never... I'll give you a top tip. If you see a short this damn big, so this thing is huge. Like, look how big that was. My God, that thing is huge. I mean, I don't think that you can take it all the way to the short. I mean, it could happen, but yeah, never try to short a full Head and Shoulders in the stock market. Remember, a stock is inherently long. And if it is really short, then the retail community will come and stuff you over anyway if you're trying to short it. So you don't want to be doing that. Basically speaking, yeah, never, ever, ever, ever take a short for the correct distance. You got to pull out much quicker. Got to pull out much quicker than that. XPL, buy while it's cheap. It will break out soon. What is XPL? What is this? No. We don't get suckered in on whatever this is, dude. Come on now. It's at support. I'll give you that. But that doesn't look like the chart where I'm like, oh, I love this price. I don't love this price. What's up with CCIV? Let's have a look at CCIV. Churchill Capital. Not much. Doing nothing. One of the SPAC stocks. I hate all the SPAC stocks equally. This stock is back at support. 2050 cross. Not even low enough. It really is disinteresting. I mean, you did get almost an engulf. It looks alright, but you know what it is. Holy moly. I will definitely do what E. Elliott's saying. Guys, claps right now. I think we just received the biggest donation ever for the stream, except for that one guy in Chile that accidentally paid me too much, which I did not, unfortunately, give him any refund for because I have no idea how, and he didn't ask for it. Holy moly. E. Elliott, US $100. Firstly, let my wife know I'm not super chatting a cam girl. That is correct. It's a cam boy. Secondly, cheers. Have a good weekend and drink a lot of cheap beer. Thank you very much, sir. I will be going to brunch, which is like expensive breakfast tomorrow. So there you go. On some of the profits made from Square this week. It's all good. But thank you for this as well. I'll say it's E. Elliott's brunch. I made plenty of money trading the 151 resistance on Airbnb. Cool. I picked 10 VXX contracts yesterday. Keep the non-financial advice and ideas are coming. Exactly. Educational content, guys. You did all right, Elliot. I know what you've been sniffing around in, and there's been a couple of good positions. I think it's been a good week for most people so far. And you know what? The market's improving right now coming into the Friday Open, so that's even better. Congratulations, and I'm glad that you're doing very well. It sounds like you're starting to read the market like a champ. Big brain, E. Elliott. Certainly not messaging, was it hot tub, bathroom, bathtub, bath, hot tub? What's the Twitch thing that people do now? It's ridiculous. Someone will know. I think it's like people sit in a hot tub and get paid money. That is not what you're doing right now. Brandon Alfred, what have we got here? We've got a $5 donation. What do you think about GOEV, Wish, and Clove? We'll check them all out now. All short stocks. Airbnb still looks hot, by the way. Still looks good, dude. So I know you've been looking around that 151 resistance, but I'm feeling it. It's getting fired up, dude. Look at this incredible the volume. It's coming back, even though it's dropping here. That's still bigger volumes. Look, there's nasty Wall Street is sniffing Airbnb right now. Why is there so little volume over here, and then suddenly it drops, and everybody wants it? You know, a lot more people are purchasing and selling and purchasing and selling. You can't tell me they didn't want to purchase all the way through here. They just let this thing drop like a rock, and then they started buying up. So I still think the volume is maybe the tell here on Airbnb. But E. Elliott, holy moly. Ralph Moller says, is Square crashing? Really? Let's have a look. Pre-market before we do Clove and the others. Okay. Speculation list. Clean energy. CLNE, probably one of the better short squeezes for the session so far. The Goku coming out with 1.51. Naked Brands. Negative side. It's not super negative through any of those stocks. Okay. Go over to the screener. The big ones. What's happening in the big ones? Adobe up 3%. Very nice. Breaks out. Just kept going up there. Nvidia 0.91%. Then we've got Lockheed. Not too much green. And on the red side, what have we got? Square. Not crashing, man. 1.11%. So, okay. You got to remember, what did Square do yesterday? 4.9%, 236. Just quickly click over here. Beautiful, nice closure above. I've liked Square. Like it here. I like it here. I like it here. I even like it here. But I like it more when it hits 280 again. That's what I like. Jack Dorsey disappointing me, guys. Do something. Faster. You've done nothing. 3 months. You bought some random software, some stupid hi-fi company. Come on, dude. Just open the gates. Just allow us to buy Ethereum. Do something, please. I'm losing the faith. Brooklyn Lane said Square going to 180. Come on now. Don't say dirty things like that. No, we're not going to 180. We're going to 280. You got to put a 2 in front of the 8. And then you've got it correct, Brooklyn. We're not going back to 180. No, I will not have it. TA on Regen. Yep, Regeneron's one that we talk a little bit about in the private community there a few days a week. And realistically, it's still in its little ascending triangle, man. This one is good, and I would love to see it break out actually and continue on. I like the healthcare sector. I've made no... I keep saying it, health tech, biotech, technology, health tech, whatever you want to call it. So Regen's doing good. It's not quite shorting off to the full, but you shouldn't really be taking the short side in ascending. You should be just taking profit at this area. So just remember that. If it's descending, you take the shorts. If it's ascending, you take the buys. A very seasoned trader may take the shorts, but guess what? They're risky because eventually what's going to happen? It's going to break out. Which direction is it more likely to break out in an ascending channel? The upside. At this point, looks good. I'm just waiting for it to crack. When will I know it cracks? Once it closes above this point here. Next area for Regen, at least 560. Lucian says Tom owns Square. Yes. But I still hate Jack Dorsey right now. Why doesn't he do anything? All right, what do we got here? Go Ev 993. What is this thing? Very quick TA here on this one, I think, because we've only got 19 minutes till the open. We've got a lot to cover still. It's right around support when it gets down to this 920. If you're going to have strange cracks at it, considering it had a second run, it would be here. If it gets underneath this zone, I feel like it's all over and it will just degrade back down to before that whole stuff started. A lot of them are like this right now. Like if we go through Wish actually a little better. Yesterday, decent. Last 2 days, actually pretty decent. Volume is kind of holding, which means it could have a second run. That's not bad. Like the volume hasn't, usually what happens, you get these volume spikes and it goes to nothingness. So this Wish has continued to hold some volume. It's not bad. It's a gamble, no doubt, but it's much better because of the volume. You have to watch the chitter chats for this. It's all about social arb. You've got to see it firing, and when it's firing on the chitters, on the chitter chats, so like Reddit, stock twits, Twitter, whatever else, then you know it's going to fire, and that's what you're looking for. You're looking for increased volume, not decreased. This clov is decreasing. That's bad. So all you can do here is just wait till it gets back down to like a $12 price. Not even $12.56, $12. Decreasing volume, bad. Ideally, you have like a fight where the volume spikes a little higher. It stays relatively priced, and that's usually a good signal that there's a chance that your squeeze will come through. At this point, no. The chitters, says Dan Danish. That's right, the chitters. We've got some other big donations coming in here. My goodness, you guys are going crazy. K Kennedy, $5. Again, E. Elliott, my God, thank you so much, bro. $5 from K Kennedy. Hi, Tom. Where do you think the bottom is for JP Morgan? Do you think it's going to go to the 150 MA? Thanks. I don't have the 150 on here, but I can probably tell where it's going to be. There, dude. 147. And then let's go to the weekly. If it goes there, though, it's through the 20. Jeez. That makes sense. Then it bounces, hits the 20 from the bottom up, and then comes down again and hits that previous peak. I think that's the scenario we've got. So it could go certainly into 140. Hit the 50 moving average, which is its usually deeper pullback, like we saw over here in 18. It's super extended. I've been calling the top of these financials now for a couple of weeks. So I guess we've been correct. It was just, there were too many short sellers, short call holders. So when banks were buying it, they were buying JP Morgan and they were instantly putting a sold cover on it. And once we knew that was happening, then we knew that it was probably all over. First stop 147, second stop 140. I think 140 is the strong buy from Wall Street. 50 moving average will hit it on the weekly. And then on top of that, you've got resistance, previous peak. It just makes sense. You could probably even get a big fib off the whole thing at that level. Let's have a look. Fib of the move. Yeah, fib right around there, 38.2. Fib of the whole pull. Let's get the whole pull up. No fib of the whole pull, but But the fib of the last move, which is bottom from here, 38.2 is very close. See that? So it's all intersecting around that zone. 140 would be pretty strong on JP Morgan if you like buying that bank. And it is one of the better banks to buy because they make money off stealing money. It's good. Go to will moon, says John McCain. Possibly. It's got a cool name. Velocity Trading, $5. What do you think about T-Doc, Tom? I do dislike the stock because it's lame. And it keeps like, you know what? I should have left this stock a long time ago. And what I mean by that is I've been in and out of it a few times. I'm back in it again. And you know what? It's the kryptonite of Tom. It's like wheat. I want to kick its ass. And by kicking its ass, I keep looking at it and I keep thinking, oh, yeah, it looks good. And you know what? It goes up. Like down here, I thought it looked good. And then it did. And then I thought it looked good again recently when it's going through here. And now it's screwing around. And of course, it's back up to the price. Okay, cool. But you know what? I could have been in my easy trade, Shopify. Much more money. So, you know, it's not that it's like everything. It's just it's a portion. And when you portion into a stock that sucks and it has no momentum like this one does currently, it hasn't been activating correctly. Whereas an end phase, beautiful. A Shopify, beautiful. So T-Doc doing a lot of people dirty, I feel. And I think that's partially because the management, people are scared truly of the financials. Like, I've read the financials. I totally understand why people are scared of this stock. And I'm not liking the acquisition cost. But regardless of that, this was a good daily yesterday, or the day before yesterday. It came through strong for people yesterday. And once it gets above here, just a nice daily close, a little bit higher for it today. I hope and I think it'll activate to 170. Stupid stock. It's wasting our time, and I don't like wasting time. Time is money. Mushroom Cap, Super Chat at $4.99. It's Twitter hot tub card reading. Okay, that's in the response to, to what, of course, E. Elliott donated for before. Can you take a look at LTC and Link? Two cryptos, sure can. LTC. Haven't looked at this one in a few days. Lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. If you break the sequence of lower highs, get a new high, that's good. But at this point, looks sick. Looks really sick. Unfortunately. You'd never want to see this many lower highs, because what is this effectively? You put through, you know, where's your support line? You're going to go there. It's got an 8 hour. Get a better one. 8 hours is usually one of the best ways. I'll draw the trend line to bring the point home. See how it's going through this series? That is not good. But you can trade it both ways. You just got to wait for it. Gets underneath here, closes, shorts pretty hard. But you know the rest of the market's going to short at the same point. Then if it buys through this area, then all of a sudden you're looking quite long, because you're getting through that series of lower highs. Similar to what we saw in Square recently, similar to what we saw in every hyper stock recently. We saw all those downward trend lines getting busted through, and they've led to some serious gains across the board. Very, very quick. So LTC, no good. Link, unless you want a short. Or wait for the long. Okay, so let's have a look at the weekly here for Link, for Cheney. Cool crypto, $20, very strong level. Again, series of lower highs, lower peaks, however you want to look at it. Not as bad as maybe as the other one looked. I like this a lot more, especially if it bounces here. Once it gets through these moving averages daily, 26 plus, which I know, you know, that's $4 away, I understand. But this could be seriously setting up for a double bottom. And I think a few things are going to intersect around there. Probably going to get like that bit of a trend line down. All of it's going to intersect. That's the important point, 26. And it could definitely double bottom. A better pick over the LTC. E. Elliott, US $5 says, and I'll read the other ones. I know I've got a big donation here coming up. I've got to read for Mitchell, but I just saw this one. $5. I got off cheap. I've made 10K this week. Yeah, I know you've done well. Congratulations. I went long on DE, CAT, long. DE, CAT, and URI yesterday through today for a bounce. Ooh, you're a dangerous man, E. Elliott. Bounce with puts 50 to 75%, picking up A, B, and B square on the dip. Good luck, sir. Good luck on both of those for next week. And DE, CAT, I kind of feel ya. But damn, you're fancy trying to buy these things off the dip. Good luck, sir. Then we've got $25 coming in from Mitchell Miller. And I know we're only 10 minutes away. We've got to dial in. $25. Hey, Tom. Thank you. Get some claps in the chat for Mitchell as well. Reverse head and shoulders on the 1 hour for AMC. Let's have a look. 1 hour AMC. Reverse head and shoulders. That'd be cool. Oh, I see what you're saying. But... So what you're thinking is here, here, here. I think that the better thing is that if you get above this zone, you're really showing that there's strength. Because think about this. Wick resistance, so 2 sell-offs, wick resistance, wick resistance, wick resistance. These last 2 candles through the session, they're both shooting stars or pin bars as many people know them. If we close above that, what are we doing? We're saying decision made, stuff you short sellers, you guys suck, we're going to kick your ass, and we're going, baby, all the way to the $70 land to get our calls, get our tendies, the most popular call at $70, get our tendies for Freaky Friday. I'm not sure if it's going to happen, but I wouldn't say inverse head and shoulders. The way I would look at it is just the price action itself. We don't need to worry. I mean, it doesn't matter about the pattern so much. It's more about the price action. And the price action is currently saying there's a lot of sellers, weak paper, nasty hands here. But if you clear that level, what are you saying in the market? You're saying strength, 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 strength. And I hope that does happen for you, Mitchell. Good luck. And thank you very much for the generous super chats this week. Oh, I kind of like that question from Demand. We'll do that soon, though. We've got to dial in. We've got to get these things going on. We have 8 minutes till the market open. We'll leave AMC on, 5-minute chart. Obviously, I think I want to watch actually the US 500 today because we are at exactly the point that we don't want to be at. I think we're also going to have to watch the US 100 because we need to see what's going on here. These indices, some of them are at critical points, mostly this one. In fact, we're going to move over to the SPX because we need to see where the SPX opens, not the fake market futures. SPX 41.96. Okay. Got to get that one down. No fake market futures here. And US 100, we'll use the fake markets there. And the other one that we'll watch throughout the session, you guys can vote right now. What do you want to watch into the open? A lot of stocks are going to be moving here. We'll do a quick whiz round to see what's going on. So we've got Toyota down 3.79%, Coinbase down 1.81%, Square will be down because of that, because it seems to trade with Bitcoin for no apparent reason, 1.26%. Shouldn't trade as much with Bitcoin, but it's interesting it does. Adobe, Biogen, Nvidia, SE. How is SE up? That thing's an animal stock. So it looks like banks down again for the session. Some tech down, maybe 1%, giving back a little bit of what happened yesterday, but it's going to be fireworks early, I would think. And then, of course, last 1 hour, we got the expiry, the quad witching day event. Always an exciting, volatile day. You can see in the VIX right now, VIX is above 20. That's pretty damn high. Oh, just underneath now, 1975. What do we want to watch? And then we'll keep doing all of these donations as much as we can. People want to watch Square, Shopify. Quite a few people want to watch Square. All right, you want to see my pain. No, there's no pain this week. It's all good. I don't care. It cannot punish me today. It cannot punish me today. We'll watch Square on the 5-minute chart. It's over here on the left-hand side. 6 minutes till the go. Let's just quickly answer a few more questions coming in here. $5 from Norman Lee. Can you have a look at SGMD? Okay. I'm down 25%. Should I hold or bail? I'm not going to make that decision for you, sir. SGMD. What the hell is this? Packaged software. What the? Are you serious? SGMD? Are we looking at the right one? I don't understand. Which market should this be on? What the hell? Wow, it's small. I don't know which one it is. I'm sorry. I don't know which one it is. SGMD. No idea, bro. Norman, keep messaging. Maybe when the mods will pick it up. It's very thin. Very thin. John Moore, $2. BTX on and or NYC. We'll do one, sir. We'll do BTX, Brooklyn. Really fell off hard in consolidation. All you're looking at here, I've got 4 minutes till the market open today, guys. Support has definitely been found at this point. Again, series of kind of like weakness here with big rejections each time. I would like to see it above this area. So I would like to see it actually hold above 17 or at least show signs of life in the volume. The volume needs to start picking up. Go look at that Airbnb example. See how it's consolidating, yet the volume is increasing. That's the type of thing that you need on BTX. You need volume, or at least price action to get above here because this is sick. Could be a nice double bottom in the future if it does bounce and go through. But your first step is get volume, get above that, and get above the moving averages. Sugar made. Okay. So it is literally puny. Oh, dude. $14 million company? Oh, man. It's so small, bro. If that's true. I don't know what to say. Don't know what's going on here. Oh, I mean, the biggest problem is probably not that it goes down that much more. It's that it does nothing for a long time. You get stuck in these types of ones, and then they can do this to you, and you're sitting there looking at it every day, and it's moving huge percentage, but it's not really doing anything. It's super thin. This is a penny stock that I would stay away from. I can't really tell you much about TA here, man. There is no TA. There is no TA on this type of stuff, unfortunately. 2 minutes off till the open. Let's just do a recap. US 500 coming in right on the support. 41.95 around that level is the support zone. So it's going to open around there. We'll go back to our 4-screener. We've got US 100 Nasdaq coming off a bumper holiday spirit yesterday ahead of Spooky Friday. Remember today, quad witching hour event. Expect volatility. Expect some fireworks. It's actually better than I thought it would be. 14,102. 0.65%. US 30 down. Dow is down 1%. Big rollover in banks. Big rollover in CAT and other stocks. Yesterday continuing on through here. We've got dollar index, which is usually means risk off in the markets, going strong. And then we've got gold and silver coming through as well. So gold and silver starting to recover, but they're still not out of the ballpark. You have to continue waiting for gold to structure up unless you're a crazy person. And if you're a crazy person, sure. It's all good. They're some of the ones. A lot of these stocks yesterday in the stocks of interest, AMD hit resistance. What else? Pins got close. Shopify got super close. Hopefully the hyper stocks continue to fire. And in the squeezes, we're starting to see AMC fire up for getting towards the $70. Can they hit that structure? 1 minute to go. In fact, 20 seconds. Let's get the opening bell ready. Opening bell. Congratulations making it to Friday, everybody. Here we go. Spooky Friday, quadruple witching hour. If you're not sure where it is, go and check it out on the internet. Use the little quadruple witching hour. It is when 4 different types of options markets all expire, and it creates bedlam, which is pretty good for spreads. Credits, that is. Credit spreads. Square opens up 234, down 0.74%. Not too bad. US 100 starts firing straight away. You can see the little bit of buying coming in here. So let's have a look at the percentages. 0.41. So this is totally a tale of two markets. 0.89 on the US 500. Wow, just such a massive discrepancy here. The breadth is sick in the stock market right now. AMC opened 61.32, and then we scroll on down here. What have we got? We've got the nasty TDOX up 0.47. Please, TDOC, please move for us today. That's what we need. We got ARC G, ARC K barely down. Hyperstock's not down much. CRISPR down decent actually. 2.18 is not good. Intel continues to slide. Didn't quite break through the high there. NAS now being pressured on. S&P is underneath the support. Hard underneath the support actually. So it's hitting 41.80 now. The next level that we've had for some time. So it busts low. First hour is probably going to be a good tell whether we can get a rejection here in the first hour. So remember, retail hour is now. This is where Wall Street like to play games. But we could be going red if we close below today. I think it's more important to next week than more this session. Because look, still some of these markets are going bullish. Hyperstocks still fairly flat, mostly across the board. Let's just quickly bring up the screener. Where's my screener? Percentage change. AMC, 3.38%. Nice. 62.55. Not bad. Clean energy, CLNE, 5.85%. Then on the negative side, we've got Dogecoin, whatever. Bitcoin, yep. And then GameStop and other squeezes. Let's go to the big market stocks. Big market percentage changes. DocuSign actually up. So still more movement into the technology is happening here. Look at these names. Adobe, Roku, Biogen, Okta, Zoom, all tech, all health right there. Negative side, car manufacturers, sugar stocks, as in things that have been sugared, banks. It really is a teller. Let's have a look. I want to see the movement of the sectors. Let me bring up live movement in the sectors. Yeah, look at that. Financials, energy, materials. This is Koifin, by the way. Great free program. You should get that if you don't have it already, guys. Koifin. I'm not affiliated. It's just sweet. Also get Ticker if you're a fundamental analyst. Ticker's cool. If you want an invite to Ticker, I'll give you one in the Discord community after. Somebody asked me about that. I will give it to you. Jump on into the Discord. Click the link up above. You can get in the public Discord. I'll give you a link to Ticker. It's sweet. You will have to come back and subscribe if you get a free Ticker though, because it's just so dang good. So look at these sectors. Still the rotation continues. Even XLP, usually a defensive sector, is not safe. Neither is utilities. This is interesting. Healthcare, technology, real estate, the rotation, the nasty Wall Street rotation. They're not nice. They're not nice to the retail traders. So look, I'm still optimistic. I'm still definitely feeling good about the markets. I've just got to tell you my opinion on it. It could change if we get big closures down. But what I'm kind of feeling here is that the breadth's coming out of the market. And you know what? If we go super bullish, you better believe that I'm going to be talking about protection of accounts. Because you know what's going to happen? We're going to go super thin in the market if this happens. Tech and some other sectors will fire. And as I've said a few times here on the channel, if that occurs, we've got to be very, very careful in the markets because we're going to see a correction. And I've said I really kind of feel like a second one will come later on in the year. And you know what? If it keeps just going up like this, and it just goes, yeah, and doesn't have correction, it's unhealthy and it will kill us all. That will be bad. We don't want that. CLNE. Look, the Twitters. You guys were calling it before. Message volume going up. Good work, Sarah. She's still here. Let's have a look. She's not there anymore. Sarah113, she's gone away, but she's done the job. CLNE is now beginning to rank. Refresh. Not enough yet. I bet you it comes through a little bit later. That's funny. So AMC is doing good. I think that's not bad. Square's certainly doing good. Hyper stocks are doing quite damn fine. TDOC, interesting point. Shopify, basically about to hit that exact resistance that we were talking about. Let's have a look on the daily here. So close to the 1476 area. So close. N-phase doing good through the movement. This is all not bad at all. Not bad at all early. hopefully you guys are feeling all right. I think it's more of a kind of like hodl in and feel safe, and then in the short stock potential, you'll see all of those continue to short off. The DE, the UPS, the FedEx, the car, the banks, they're all shorting pretty hard. It's a good day for shorters and a bad day for the buyers. Let's just quickly read some more of these. We've got Ulrich Nielsen. I'm 17 minutes packed back. DKK, $20. Is Teva a dead horse? Probably. Have a great weekend, Tom. No worries, Ulrich. Thank you very much. Yeah, Teva's got serious debt problems, if I remember rightly. It's coming back down to the trend line that we had on it a little while ago for you, or for whoever was looking at this. The problem with Teva is it's not doing the right thing. We got a peak, lower peak, and then we're testing trend line. I wouldn't touch this thing with a 10-foot barge pole right now unless it gets through up here. And the problem is you've got better stocks to be dealing with, Ulrich. It's on the support, sure, but the weakeningness of it, it's all weak. It's terrible. Lower peaks. It doesn't look good. Unfortunately, I think I put it in the value. People buy it for value stock plays, but you know what? Overall, meh. What's the point? There's so much better stuff. E. Elliott, you messaged me before. I read that one. Daman Sahini. Obviously from Australia and Melbourne, it sounds like. Australia, $2.99. Property market in Melbourne. Time to sell. Got 19. Damn, Daman, you should be giving me like $10 donations, man. 19 properties. Either you got like a whole bunch of properties in Tarneit. Melbourne people know what I'm talking about. Or Corio or something. Or you're damn rich, bro. The average price of a property in Melbourne is about $1 million, or maybe $880,000. It's quite a lot, yeah? Not cheap to buy property here in Australia. So 19. I'll tell you who I'll say, Daman. I'll give him a shout out here. If you want to follow property, follow Chris Joyce, okay? You can go look it up. Australian property, he's a boss. He knows what's up. I am of the opinion that Australian government Ponzi's property hard. So therefore, it's usually pretty good to hold property. Might be changed, but I don't think so. I'm not technically a trained expert in it, but I do a lot of studies on it. I'm a fan, but yeah. Truly Messiah, Tom has like 10 properties. I'm a miniature baron, not a big baron, small baron. Small baron on that one. Not like Daman over here with his 19. That's just wild. But what I will say is anyone that hates on any investment doesn't understand them yet. Stocks, great. American stock market, best market out there. The best. That's why we trade it. That's why we look at it. Bonds, they have their time. I like hybrid bonds in Australia. They've been glorious. They are very unique to Australia. Hybrid bonds for the last 5 years, the best bonds. I love hybrid bonds. So good. Zillow is surging. We got Zillow. That's in our speculative watch list down here, 116. It's so much runway on Zillow. So much runway if it gets fired. Big volume too, coming in yesterday. Wait, was it even yesterday? Let's have a look here. Daily. Oh yeah, volume coming back through. Yeah, that's breaking out. It's breaking out, the little Zillow. Little channel. Let's have a look at the channel here. Nice spot, sir. Downward trend line. Channel goes into downward trend line. Good. We escape the market. 121. Percentage. 5. Okay. Break that trend line. Base formed, which is good. Guess you could take it as like a giant double bottom kind of action. Just go to there. Yeah, I think it's got potential. Kind of probably would look at the financials with it, because obviously to get this low, it must have done poor. Is Zillow the company that does the selling property online thing? I don't know if I believe in that. But who cares when you're trading, yeah? James Lowell says $4.99 in the pounds. That's like 100 Australian dollars. Showtimetoken.org. Pre-sale is on Monday. Thoughts? What the hell is Showtime Token? Is this like a promotion? What is that? Crowd suspended? Really? You sure? Where's it suspended? Weeble suspended. CRWD. Looks open to me. It's great stock, getting a bit of pricey. Rob Money says, yeah, Zillow is the number one go-to in the US. Z flips homes now, says Scott Morgan. Yeah, so look, Zillow is a cool concept. I just don't get it on property. Like, say like realestate.com.au here in Australia. I totally get it. Super cool business. Zillow, I'm not there. I'm not big brain enough to think I believe that company is worth a lot. How much is it worth? 28.83 billion. Let me ask the chat, guys. Would you buy a property online without going into it? Is that how it is? I think that's what they're trying to do. Would you buy a property without going into it online? Yes or no? Tell me right now. Yes or no on that. For today's session, oh, this is so good. It's all, oh, yes. I just saw the greens coming through. Guys, we're doing it. The markets are down, but the hyper stocks are up. I'm so happy when we get it correct. It's so good. Awesome. Hyper stonks, baby. Finally, Wall Street is rotating back into these after they pillaged every one of their calls. And this is a great learning curve. This is a great learning curve because realistically, what you have just experienced could be for many of you out there the first time you've ever seen non-belief come back into the market and people get scared in a stock that you might believe in wholeheartedly. This is the type of crap that you have to go through. You will see in a hypergrowth stock 30 to 40% declines more than once throughout holding a stock like that. It is the reality of the situation. And this is where you need to bring your technical analysis along with your fundamental analysis, along with your giant big brain social arb experiment ability, and be able to hold through Wall Street's nastiness when they're convincing you it's crap, when they're convincing you it's overpriced, when they're convincing you got to go buy JP Morgan shares and Caterpillar. You've got to go, I see the opportunity, and it won't happen overnight. It'll be sitting there like this. And then all of a sudden, you'll see the volume come in. You'll see this exact style, lower highs, guys. That's why it's in the speculation right now, because it hasn't broken through. Lower highs. You'll see it get cracked. And oh yeah, we're back. It's super cool. Airbnb target. I'll leave that on the screen. Obviously, make your own decisions, guys. James, let's have a look at your Showtime token sale. Not that I know what it is. Let's see what people thought about Zillow as well. I'm going to go with this. Hell no, I buy a $700,000 house or $800,000 house without going in there. Okay, that's my opinion. I'm a boomer. Yell at me if you want. There is no way I would go and buy a house without looking at it. I couldn't even do it. The risk to me, the way I would be looking at it, the nasty termites, the ability to not go in there and test the actual appliances, which everyone lies about at auction. Hell no. As John Moore says, I wouldn't do it. But I could be boomer there. Sam Hines says Zillow is losing money on property sales. Yeah, it's a trade in my opinion more than an investment. Never ever. So I'd say 90% of the room said no, and some people said yeah. And I'm sure there will be some that would say that. Neo is doing good. How's old Tesla going? God, that share sucks. And that's when you also need to understand the share sucks right now. It may fire up again, but right now it's like this. There. It's like a floppy. It's floppy. It sucks. I don't like it. That we don't want to be doing no Tesla right now. Let's have a look at Neo. Neo always has had the better technicals in it recently. Beautiful. Oh, yes. To the 50 for Neo. Then maybe even the 55. What a great recovery compared to Tesla here. You know, at 55, that's like Tesla being at $780. And it's a long way off right now. The nasty termites. That's right. They could be in your house. Don't disregard it. I know someone that bought a termite house. It was bad. Really, really bad. Showtime token. I feel like that could be a paid advertisement, but let me have a look for you. Coin market cap. Thank you as well to the people still hanging out with us today. I know it's Friday. It's a good session. Very appreciative of all the donation. We have Showtime. Showtime token. What is this? Do I want to go to that website, dude? Probably not. Look, with all pre-sales, this is what I would do. If I was going to go and buy a cryptocurrency right now, firstly, I would join their Discord room. Secondly, I would join their Telegram group. I would see how much hype is going on about that. I would also go and have a look on newspaper websites, see how many crazy concepts they were coming up with that were semi-logical, and then how many bigger investors they've got behind them, James. And then if you like it, and you get in. You could be waiting a while, though, till it becomes like a fully fledged tradable coin. DKK, Ulrich Nielsen, I caught the knife on GoTo, throwing it back top. Is GoTo moving for you? 8.44%. You caught the knife, you mad cat. You really did catch the knife. Wow. Wait, how was GoTo so low? It went underneath its already little squeeze it did the other day. All right, well, good luck, sir. But I do not condone this, Ulrich. So don't blame me. The Tom W says the Realtor lobby group in the US is one of the strongest. Only industry that hasn't been disrupted by tech. Agents still getting 3%, which I agree is pretty high. Just as before the tech revolution. So I do believe, I totally agree with you that the real estate industry hasn't changed in a long time. It hasn't really here either. It got more competitive, and there was like a company that came in and tried to do, I think it was 1% commissions, because I know in the US commissions are different. We pay for advertising here in Australia, and they went bust. So there is a cost that does come with it. They went bust pretty fast. Yeah. So today it looks all right, guys. Keep watching the US 500. We'll have our weekend video coming out. Obviously, we'll discuss where it ends up closing. Quadruple witching hour is upon us. We have got a tale of two markets, and the easiest way I can show every one of you again that is occurring is by looking at this chart. Financials dying, energy coming back a little bit, consumer, all these levels dying, and it's only it's all the sectors we talk about. Biotech, technology, real estate, and of course healthcare and communications. All those industries on top right now in terms of rotation, and all the ones on the bottom are financials. And it won't always be that way. Eventually, you will see another resurgence in financials, but right now, I don't believe so. Purple bricks, yeah. How's the old AMC going? 6.65%, very nice. 60, ooh, it's above. Ooh, maybe the apes are going to show the nasty. Oh my God, imagine if those 70 call buyers get in. They're going to be biting their nails like, ah. They'd be freaking out. Any 70 call buyers out there today? Oh my goodness. Real estate is like the mob? Yeah, I guess so. We've got Alpha T coming in with $2. Says, can we take a look at Ride? We surely can. But yeah, the session is going pretty good. I don't think we could have hoped for more after yesterday's big one. As long as you're in these types of stocks. Square up 0.79. Airbnb now 1.45. Beautiful. I assume AMD's doing not much. Wow, Intel's getting flogged. Nasty. God, that's disappointing off that as well. I wonder if this can... Such a big range. I'm not sure about Intel as a business. I want to see them actually do something as tech. Yeah, tough one, that one. All right. Let's get the alpha chat ride. Check it out. Go to the weekly. Jeez. How long has this been? This is a SPAC, yeah? Oh, SPACs. I can't get behind them. SPACs are like a dangerous IPO. And I mean that as in, I don't like IPOs until 12 to 18 months. So why would I like a SPAC? You know what I mean? I'd probably like a SPAC even less. This is a super tough technical to look at. You've got big volume increases on several days. Like recently, not that big a trade, big volume, increased volume. There are buyers here for ride. You can see the buyers are in here. So if you're bullish it, it's not a technical where you're going, oh, I want to trade that thing up. It's just really, I want to invest in it. And I see that volume. Because there's no trade here, man. How do you trade this? It's like, using statistics, you have a tough time. Very tough time. Maybe a breach of this zone up here, maybe 11.59, but that's quite far away from current price. Sorry, I can't give you more, but it's very tough to trade something like that. That is insane. It's basically gut feel is what you're looking at. And basic human psychology. James says rides belly up. GM already took over factory. Yeah. I don't know. Those SPACs that were happening, that was a great time to make good money for those guys. So US 100 is actually down 0.77. US 500 down 1.05, sorry. But the hyperstonks are still kind of floating around green. So it's pretty surprising that the rotation continues here and that they're still holding up. I'm just going to keep looking at this US 500. I think this is not good. Let's have a look at the SPX. I don't like it being under there. $41.28. You see what I mean? Yeah, you've got these two wick rejections. You're underneath those wick rejections right now. The stocks that we often like here are doing good because of rotation, but that doesn't mean that this market's healthy. So, like, this is not a good close. I'm gonna have to wait for the daily. We need to see more. I could see even further sellers come through here on the S&P throughout the day, but it's quadruple witching hour. It's not a good day to day trade. It's a good day to sell spreads. That's what I'd always be looking at. Make the spread cash. Alpha T says, I don't believe in the company. It was just a mistake. It didn't mean anything. Yeah, I getcha. Fang not going too good so far? No, the Fang isn't. So if we refresh this list, you can see the Fang is coming down. It's just the hyper section. Adobe, Nvidia, Tesla eking it out. And then everything here is a red except for the hyper stocks. Yeah, every single thing is basically red. Interesting day. We'll have to see how it closes up. Last 1 hour could be fireworks. Good luck, everybody out there. Thank you for joining us for the Friday stream, as always. Thank you very much for the donations as well. And just remember, today is a strange event, quadruple witching. Don't be scared at this stage, unless you've got some kind of crazy leverage going into the weekend for some unknown reason. This is probably the big one as well. With the dollar index powering, we have to see it stop soon. And will it stop around this 92.50, or is it going to keep pricing up? The more this powers, the more damage it will do to our beautiful S&P 500 over here. We don't want this to power too much more. But we still are not out of the uptrend at this point. The bears have not fully regained control of the market, that's for sure. VIX now above 20. Interesting session. Demand Sani, Australian $7.99. Oh, that's more like it from those 19 properties, sir. There you go, Tom. You deserve it. Thank you very much. But, mate, the purpose was not to flaunt. Nah, I get you, man. But an opinion, but guessed it right. Yeah. Just look at everything about property is confidence. And confidence is basically grown from the government. And obviously with low interest rates, the big change here, and in America, they had very, very long-term low interest rates. We have fixed rates now. So fixed rates for up to 4 to 5 years at super cheap costs. We've never seen it here. And this creates stability. That's just the fact. It creates stability. But it doesn't change the price. The fact that it's overpriced, it's just, it creates stability. All right, everybody. Good luck out there. Stay safe. Hopefully you have a good session. We've got to do one of those option sessions sometimes where we talk about credit spreads and stuff because, that volatility, you begin some sweet credit. All right. Anyway, catch you for now. Bye. Samsung, quadruple witching hour is when 4 different markets, all their options expire on the same day. It creates volatility. I recommend you just literally search quadruple witching hour. It'll come up with Investopedia and you can have a read about it. Richard Rezendevedez says, UFOs, are they real, Tom, or just a distraction? Check out the pyramids. I don't know, dude. Probably there's some alien out there somewhere. I don't think they look like ET though. Jeremy says Amazon will break over 3,500 and bull today. Yes, Jeremy. We all love Amazon. Well, we like Amazon, the stock, probably not the company. All right, everyone. I've said too much today. I've got to go. Thank you very much to E. Elliott and was it Mitchell Miller? My goodness, massive super chats today. Yeah, Mitchell Miller. Big thanks. And also thank you for Demand as well, coming in with a big support near the end. All right, everyone. Bye for now.